What's up, Prometheans? Welcome to another MRO Monday. What I have here is our magnetic finisher. It has stopped working, which is a bit of a problem. This is also one of our most used pieces of equipment in the shop. So basically what I've got here is a DC motor, controller, and I don't know, when it stopped working, the motor can was extremely hot, which is an indication that the power you're putting into this thing is creating heat instead of actually rotating the plate on the top here. It could be an issue with the motor controller. I suspect it is an issue with the brushes. This may very quickly turn into a take this thing down to the motor store instead of fixing it here in the shop Monday, but I think we're gonna tear into it and see if that's necessary. Alright, so here is one of the motor brushes. Basically, a DC motor typically has two brushes that ride on a copper commutator. I can tell now that the face of it looks pretty burned. If the brush looks this bad, the commutator probably needs to get reworked. Depending on how bad that is, it might be something I can fix. Alright, so I've got one brush out already. This is the other brush, just a little quarter turn, half turn, and this couple of turns. This should pop out. Normally that pops out harder when the brush is longer. So I don't know, we might have gotten so short that we lost contact. Oh, one step forward. There we go. So the brush just comes out of this little slot. This one's actually less bad, but I think we definitely have some issues. Alright, so I guess the next step is to get this very dirty acrylic top off and then pull the plate off that holds all the magnets. I'm assuming at this point I'm gonna have to disassemble the motor, so it would be easier not to have this on it. Comes off. Well, this is the tricky bit. Got a bunch of magnets on here. All together, this represents about 1,000 pounds of holding force, particularly when I set this down. I'm gonna have to be really careful. Is that damaged, or is this not the right wrench? Well, that doesn't feel great either. Come on. Well, if I strip the head of this screw out, we're gonna have bigger problems than we started with. So that's out. There's a keyed shaft in there. I don't know how hard it's gonna be to get this thing off. I don't remember. This machine is all homemade. This is actually a manufactured disc for like a rotary sander, which I just bought and then machined pockets and everything for all these magnets. It didn't quite fit the shaft properly, so I made a sleeve to fit in between the shaft and the plate, and it does not want to come off. I was just hoping I could encourage it off. If I use a puller, this thing's actually pretty fragile. I don't want to fold this thing up like a taco or make it wavy. Yep, I don't know. Oh, this is gonna be bad because this hammer is gonna stick. My little dead blow hammer is not here, so I'll use my other little one. Are you coming off? I can't tell. I don't know. What do you think I should do? All right. I'm going to say this out loud because I already know it's a bad idea, so you can laugh at me. I don't think this thing's going to be wide enough, but the other thing is these magnets are extremely brittle. So if I let this like get sucked in and slam down on one of those, it's probably going to shatter. Oh man, it's definitely too short. I mean, you really want these arms to be straight up and down, but right now I'm listening for the little voice in my head that says, don't do that. I think it's about to speak, but hasn't said anything just yet. I figure if I can just turn this by hand, we'll be okay. Oh, she's coming. She's coming. I have run myself out of stroke. Don't get stuck to anything. Jeez. We got it moved up about 3/8 of an inch, and golly, she does not want to come off still. Oh, I was hoping I was gonna get away with that. Yeah, getting these magnets. Oh, that made me jump. All right, feeling good, feeling good. That's not there yet? Oh, here we go. Huh. There she is. Okay, so again, I gotta be very careful where I put this thing because this is 1,000 pounds worth of magnetic force. Where is it safe to put 1,000 pounds of... I don't know. I'll be right back. Alright, I thought potentially it could be a bad bearing. Feels totally fine from here. The shaft key. Don't lose anything. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this while I'm here. Flip it over, and then start disassembling the motor. One thing I always do whenever I am disassembling something is I give it a thorough cleaning while I'm in there. It's one of the few things that I'm not too lazy to do, because cleanliness is one of the keys to good maintenance and long service life. Can't just leave the dirt under the little ledge. People are gonna know, they're gonna see, and then they're gonna make judgments about what kind of person I am. Oh, look at that. So gross. So this is the DC motor controller. My gut's telling me it is not a motor controller problem, but it would be pretty stupid to take apart the whole motor looking for a problem without at least looking in here. All right, looks good. No, just kidding. I need more light. Oh, good thing I make flashlights. All right, so my first impression, this all looks nice and clean. I don't see any blasted areas where it looks like magic smoke shot out anywhere. Like right here, there's a fuse, and then right over here, there's a fuse. So I'm gonna pop the fuses. I'm gonna test them with the ohmmeter. Nothing else super obvious in here, so unless the fuse is bad, we're taking the motor apart. All right, so we've got a reading. Basically, this should read whatever the resistance of the fuse is. Good. If it read overload, that means the resistance is infinite, and then the fuse would be bad. So that one's good. So yeah, because I'm reading some resistance, that means there's still an electrical connection in there. All right, looks like we're doing the hard work. I do just want to point out, even best case at this point, this is going to be at least half a day's work to get this thing apart, tuned up on the lathe, put back together. These motors are not super light. Oh, rotate it. Nope, not on the control box. I guess this is the opposite of the business end. Motor cover. Probably have to figure out how to pull the fan off. I gotta pull these bolts out, which have clearly not been removed since this thing was painted. Gotta tell you, it's been a while since I worked on a motor. So there's a little flathead screw and some kind of retaining clip. Seems a bit like a 2 screwdriver job. I think maybe I just tore my rotator cuff. It had been bothering me. And I'm having a lot of pain running down my arm. I think this is a good place to pause. Okay, doesn't hurt a whole lot right now. Try not to pass out. So I've been having this like pain in the back of my shoulder for like several weeks. It seemed weird. It wasn't really getting better, so I've just kind of been babying it. But I guess the last couple days it's been good enough I haven't been thinking about it all the time. And just as I was pushing down on that screwdriver and when the fan gave way, that shock just ignited whatever has been going on back there. But golly, I sure do not want to add shoulder surgery to my list of things to do this week. So I think I might be done for today. Thanks, motor.